If you're a newly certified hypnotherapist and haven't filled your calendar yet, you need more business, this video will help you. If we haven't met yet, hello and welcome. My name is Guzalia. I am a hypnotherapist and board-certified hypnosis trainer. There is a huge market that is severely underserved. You absolutely can fill your calendar with this specific clientele. There's barely anyone that works with this age group. I'm talking about very young children. When we think of hypnotherapy for children, and you've been probably told in your training that little kids are hard to hypnotize because they cannot fully comprehend the conversation, they cannot focus. Most of hypnotherapists, at least most of I know, would love to work with teenagers, but they try to avoid the younger children, especially when it comes to very little kids, like kindergarten age. Because if you do not have a special training, you wouldn't know how to work with them. Our usual hypnotherapy training does not address that. You have to have a different approach because you cannot hypnotize little kids as you would hypnotize adults. You cannot tell them, here, sit down on the chair, close your eyes, take a deep breath and relax. It's not likely to happen. They cannot sit for a long time. They're not going to follow your instructions. They cannot focus for a long time, but they have a superpower on their side. They have a great imagination, and this is what we're tapping into. We're using interactive games and storytelling, hypnotic storytelling that are short and engaging, and that works wonders. I want to emphasize there is barely anyone is working with this age group. If you need to grow your clientele quickly, I suggest that you explore this market. Parents have brought kids to me for many different reasons, but the most common: nightmares, bedwetting, potty training, overwhelm and anxiety, emotional regulation. And the busiest time for this age group is actually right now. It happens every year. My phone is ringing off the hook. This is why I'm recording this video. Parents are desperate. They need help. And there is not enough practitioners that are trained properly or are even interested in working with this age group. Parents are getting their kids ready for kindergarten. And if you have little kids, you know what it's like. You focus on learning letters, numbers, animals, colors, and you stock up on the supplies. But what most parents forget is emotional readiness. Starting a kindergarten is one of the biggest life transitions in childhood. There is lots of adjustment. New space, new rules, new faces, new routine. And if you haven't made an effort to prepare your child for these changes, it's going to be a very hard time for both children and parents. Some parents realize that they need help soon enough so they can get help before the kindergarten starts. But some parents are taken by a surprise when the kindergarten already started and now they have temper tantrums. A child simply does not want to go there. In the beginning of my hypnotherapy practice, I realized that this is not just one-time event. This is a phase that happens every year. I get this huge influx of desperate parents and I recognize the opportunity. I decided not to wait, but be proactive. So I started contacting daycares, preschools, schools, kindergartens, libraries. I would introduce myself and tell them that I help children to prep for kindergarten. I offered to do presentations, and usually it was welcomed. The timing is important here. When kindergarten just starts and parents start having problems, this is a good time to go and educate them. Another good timing is in January, because schools have open doors, people start signing up, and then I would try to schedule a few presentations for the spring. And in these presentations I would educate parents on what to expect, why this transition may be difficult, and how to prepare for it. I'd share a few practical tips. I'll share a few resources that I have written. And usually I would have some parents asking for appointments right away, right there during the event. And many others would contact me later. You have to be strategic here. You need to plan ahead. You need to put some footwork in. Do not call. It never leads to anything good. People are busy. They don't like to be distracted. They get annoyed. I do not do emails because they get ignored. I do send actual mail letters. Would introduce myself, put my information, put a link to a video presentation, and sometimes people would contact me. But you will get bigger success if you actually go and visit. But again, you cannot just drop by unannounced. People are busy, they're going to brush you off. It works very well if you'll find these schools, preschools, daycares, having some fairs. They all have open doors days. So keep an eye on those. Another thing that worked well for me, I would print out my flyer, what I would normally mail. I'd print out a few, stop by the office, talk to the secretary, introduce yourself, and leave the information. I used to take CD or a DVD that I would burn myself with my hypnosis recordings or some workshop. I would give that so they can actually see me working. Now I just place a link where they can find my videos. So anyway, from some people you will never hear back, but some will contact you. Then you do presentation. Daycares, preschools are not so much. Who would really love to have you is kindergartens. Daycares and preschools, they release the kids and it's it, they don't have to deal with it anymore. But who has to deal with those temper tantrums and crying is the teachers in kindergarten. So you'll have much more luck there. Even more so in private schools. Then they don't have to get approved by schools board. It's just easier to deal with them. They make their own rules. And another good place is a library. Go to your local library, introduce yourself, explain what you're offering, plan for summer, because this is when kids are out of school, parents are looking for something to keep the kids busy. It's harder to schedule anything with library during the school year. So plan for summer, plan ahead. They're working out their schedule like 6 months ahead, but they would love to have you there. There are few things you need to keep in mind when you are working with little kids and going to those places. Some will not let you in without vaccination, although this is changing now. You will not be allowed to record anything, no video, no audio. You need a disclaimer that you are not a licensed mental health care practitioner, that you are not diagnosing or treating any illnesses. The standard disclaimer. And if this is not just a presentation for parents, but there will be kids, you're going to have some sort of interactive experience, you'll have to have a permission slip. And each parent will need to sign it. In public schools, they usually have it. They will take care of it. But sometimes you will have to have your own. They will let you know. And if you are planning to do those demos with little kids, dress comfortably. You'll need to sit on the floor. You might want to bring something to sit on, because sitting on the hard floor for a long period of time is not comfortable. Bring some sort of pillow or a thick blanket to sit on. Wear pants. Sometimes you will be required to take shoes off, so bring a nice pair of socks to wear them there and then take them off before putting your shoes back on, so you are not putting your shoes on the dusty socks. You will need to prepare something to entertain kids, pictures or books, because you will be telling stories and you will need to engage kids, and at that age you need to show something. Again, kindergarten readiness is huge. You can do group workshops, you can work one-on-one, you can do single sessions, you can do multiple sessions program, and you can do pre-recorded programs so parents can have it on demand. And outside of the kindergarten readiness, for the little kids, common requests would be nightmares, fears, bedwetting, potty training, and emotional regulation is huge. If you need more business, this is a very good niche to explore. And if you are interested in learning how to work with this age group, I do have a training available. It is open right now. There is a video class and there is a huge resources package. There is a guide, the form drafts, the legal forms that you may need, and a set of hypnotic fairy tale scripts. You can use them in your sessions, or you can use them to produce commercial audio recordings. You'll get a license for it too. And if you're interested in learning kindergarten readiness specifically, I have a live training coming up soon. I'll share everything I've learned through the years of my practice. I'll show you how I run the actual sessions, and I have prepared a huge pack of resources, hypnotic scripts that are appropriate for this age group, a guide for you to facilitate the sessions, and a guide for parents. You can share it with parents that you will be working with, or you can use it as a foundation for your presentations. And I do have drafts of legal paperwork that you may need. So if this interests you, you'll find the link below, and I will see you on the other side.